Hey guys, welcome, congratulations, moment of applause. I just want to welcome all of the Burst kids to the Beyblade Boomers Club. You guys have graduated. Your generation has gone from relevant to irrelevant. That is what the X generation will say about Beyblade Burst. They'll say, that's old. This is irrelevant. This isn't current gen. They'll say all sorts of nasty things about your favorite generation. They'll say that the only thing that Burst is going to be remembered for is a suction cup driver and bad teeth design. Some of you will lose interest in Beyblade as X will not be what you wanted. It'll be too much of a divergent from Burst for you to continue to maintain your interest, so you will drop Beyblade. Some of you will grow out of it for a period of time, sell all of your Burst stuff, and then come back in about 5 years when nostalgia hits real hard, and then realize that in order to buy everything back again and it be usable, you're going to have to buy new stuff because all of the used stuff has trashed teeth. So you're going to have to pay a premium in order to get back everything that you had sold off. It's going to be quite the process. You're going to spend time on YouTube comment sections defending Burst, saying, oh, this isn't Vault, this isn't Shoe, where are my favorite characters? These new characters are lame, these new Beyblade designs are dumb, where are all the cool gimmicks? I want my suction cup driver. But that's just how it is. I've been here since Plastic Gen, and it happens every time. So don't be upset when kids are like, don't know what a Burst Beyblade is, or think that it's old or dumb, or that the design's stupid, or that the gimmicks were dumb, or that the teeth were bad. Don't go out of your way to try to defend the series. When nostalgia hits and you come back to it, feel free to educate people on what they missed out on, as you try to defend your beloved series the same way that I defend Plastic Gen and Metal Fight. But I just wanted to take a minute to welcome all of the Burst kids. You are now Beyblade Boomers. Welcome to the club. Moment of silence for Beyblade Burst and it losing its relevancy. Oh, you thought I wasn't going to give an actual moment of silence? I did. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this briefly. All jokes aside, I wanted to talk about this because it's going to happen. As you know, Burst has ended in Japan. Hasbro is wrapping up Quad Strike, and Burst is going to be done. And the next generation that gets into Beyblade, a lot of them won't have any experience with Burst. So, a couple years in, we're going to hit, the younger kids are going to hit that age group where they're interested in this sort of stuff, and they're not going to have ever watched Burst. They're not going to know anything about it. Maybe their older siblings played with it or whatever, but there will be a generation that gets into X that knows absolutely nothing about Burst or Metal Fight or Plastic Gen, and that's just the way it goes. Every generation, kind of ages out, and a new one sort of like ages in. So it'll lose its relevancy. People will lose interest. You'll see less tournaments. You'll see less events hosted for Burst as time goes on, as people are adopting the new series, and the interest of the current player base sort of wanes as the kids that are into Burst age out of it. There will be remnants of people who stay interested in Beyblade, but there will be kids that just lose interest, and that's just how it goes. So don't feel too bad about it. People will make fun of Burst. People will say it's worse than X or whatever. The one piece of advice that I will give is if you feel like you're gonna maintain your interest in Burst, I would. Right now, prices will probably go down for Burst. So now, over the next year or two, now is going to be a good time to try to collect some of the stuff that you want if you're missing it, or maybe if you want backups. Now is going to be the perfect time to do that, because prices will increase over time. The longer the series is out of production, the you know, the higher that price spike is going to go. So especially for the rare stuff, the Korokoro stuff, the WBBA limited stuff, the tournament event stuff. If you want any of that, get it before the prices skyrocket, when nostalgia hits in a few years, and you know everybody's, you know, that's everybody that's a kid now gets a job and has expendable income. So if you want it now, you know, get it. If you're losing interest, maybe hold on to the burst stuff for a while. You may regain your interest in Beyblade after some time. I wouldn't necessarily instantly sell everything, because you may regret it later as the prices go up. And you're either forced to buy new and box stuff to make sure that the teeth are good, or you're buying used lots, gambling whether or not the teeth are completely trashed. So, yeah, welcome to the club, guys. You are now part of the same group that is, you know, stuck on Plastic Gen and Metal Fight, and yeah, it's fun here. Welcome. Anyway, that's it. That's all I had to say. I just wanted to give a piece of advice as far as the collecting aspect goes, and don't get too upset. You know, the next gen or whatever, the kids that get into that, they're just not going to care about Burst. It's just how it is. They're not going to take the time to watch 7 seasons of Burst. Some people will. Some people, if it piques their interest, if the design aesthetic, you know, scratches, you know, a certain itch or whatever that they've got, you know, players that never experienced Burst may get into it. But I wouldn't hold my breath. And you know, it's good to move on. It's good to move forward. You know, don't stay stuck on the series. Like, move into X, even if. Don't spend a lot of time comparing the aesthetic, because this is the beginning of a series. Every generation you start off with sort of basic, sort of bare bones sort of design, and it sort of expands as it goes on. So early Plastic Gen was really basic, and it got more complex as it went on. Same with Metal Fight, same with Burst. You know, you guys, I think a lot of people forget that Burst started out as single layers, which were really basic, and they evolved into like DB and stuff. So they got way more complex as time went on. So if you're not like super into the X aesthetic currently, that's fine. But don't think that it's just gonna stay there. It'll evolve over time. So, and we've only got a few Beyblades that we actually have any like real images and stuff of. So, you know, give it a chance, try it out. It's not going to be the same. It's not the same generation. It's not going to have the same, you know, it's not going to function the same and everything. So just don't expect that. Don't go in with expectations of Burst. That's, I think, where a lot of people go wrong anytime they transition from one generation to another. Is, you know, if I went from Plastic Gen to Metal Fight expecting Plastic Gen level of customization or the same sort of system or format or whatever, I'd be really disappointed. Same with from Metal Fight to Burst. You just have to adapt and like find the things that you like in each series. And you know, Beyblade's a progressive thing. I think X is going to be really good. I think it's going to do a lot of really cool things. Hopefully the plot line for like the anime and stuff is a little more serious. Make it a little more enjoyable. A little more enjoyable for the people that are older. What am I doing? Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Drop your comments down below. And again, welcome to the Beyblade Boomers Club.